Right, let's start today's session. So this is the third session of Python full stack development. We just finished in the last session, like 2 sessions we finished. In that we discussed just the basics of Python and what are the full stack subjects and duration of this course and what is Python, why Python, and what are the versions of Python we were discussed in the last session. In today's session, I'm going to start with the important features of Python and application area of Python within few minutes. And after that, we will focus how to install Python software and how to set up Python software completely. And what are the possible ways to write Python program and execute, we'll discuss in details. So first, let's talk about features of Python. What are the basic features of Python? So first feature is Python is easy to learn and use. Okay, easy to learn and use. As I said that compared to existing programming languages like C, C++, Java, C#, .NET, Python is easy to learn and use. It is Python syntaxes are very simple and straightforward. And Python is developer friendly language and high level programming language, we can say that. Means compared to existing language, the length of the code also in Python very less. So we can write very less number of lines of code in Python compared to other existing languages. So there is no complex syntax in Python ultimately. That's what I can say, it's easy to learn and use. Next one is expressive language. Python is, yes, expressive language. Expressive language. What is meaning of expressive language? Python language is more expressive, means that is more understandable format and readable format. So how we are going to write, yes, how we are going to write the statements in Python. So we can read just like English statements. That's what we can say. This is expressive language. We can say that. So expressive language means it's more understandable and readable format is there in Python language. That's what we can say expressive language feature it is. So we can read programming statements like English statement, just like English statement. There is no complex architecture. So as I said that Python is interpreted programming language. Interpreted programming language, we can say that. So Python is an interpreted language. That means interpreter executes the code line by line at a time. So it makes debugging is easy. Debugging means program tracing line by line, very easy from the programmer side. It's suitable for, this feature is suitable for beginners. Okay, so if they want to trace the program line by line, what's going to happen inside the program, if you want to check, then interpreted language through we can check, because it's executes line by line. And Python is completely cross-platform, or we can say platform independent, we can say that. So Python can run equally on different platforms such as Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS, and etc. So it's completely cross-platform programming language. Any operating system through we can able to execute Python programs. So we can say that Python is a portable language also, we can call it as, because any operating system we can use it. Okay, we can migrate from one OS to another OS. Code execution process is same, output also same. Okay, so portable language also we can call it as. And Python is completely free and open source. Python is free and open source programming language. Python language is freely available, and there is official website which I discussed in the last session, python.org. You can download software and install it. The source code is also available. So it's completely open source. That code is everybody can able to use that source code. And next, Python is object-oriented programming language. object-oriented programming language. So it supports object-oriented programming language features like encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction. So these concepts are helpful to provide more security to our code and more reusability to our code. So that's what it is, object-oriented. So this is very important section. So as I said in the last session, Python supports 3 patterns. One is structured oriented. That means a lot of data structures are there. Functional oriented, we can write functions and we can reuse that functions in anywhere. Once we create a function, anywhere we can reuse that. And object-oriented programming features also there. Next, Python is dynamically typed programming language. As I said, dynamically typed means when we write program, when we declare any variable, no need to specify any data type explicitly. So based on the value, data type will decide internally. So that's called dynamically typed language. And next, Python provides huge standard libraries, large standard libraries. Yes, large standard libraries, large standard libraries. It will provide large standard libraries. Means the moment when we install Python software, you will get lot of libraries. Python has a large and broad library and provides rich set of modules and functions for rapid application development process. Means faster rate of application development purpose, Python provides a lot of inbuilt libraries. Inbuilt libraries means these are called, we can say, what is that? Ready-made resources. Ready-made resources means completely we can use directly the code. Okay, once we have a ready-made resources, directly we can write the code by using that libraries. It's having huge standard library, Python. Okay. Next, Python supports GUI facilities. GUI support also there. Python provides GUI support. GUI support means what? Graphical user interface. That means not only character user interface, graphical user interface facility is also possible with Python. We can develop some desktop design applications like forms, window forms. That's called GUI support. And Python is portable language. As I said, that portability, portable language means we can migrate from one platform to another platform easily. Even if you write code in one platform and we can shift that code into another platform, code will be same, execution will be same, and no output differences. Exactly accurate result also you're going to get. That's what we can say portability in nature. I can say that Python supports portability in nature. Okay, portable language it is completely. Okay, fine. Next, Python is extensible. Yes, there is another feature is there. Extensible feature is there. Extensible. What is meaning of extensible? So extensible means it implies that other languages like C, C++ can be used, compile the code, and it can be used further in our Python code. Whatever we have existing languages like C language, C++, Java, .NET, this type of code can be furtherly used after compiling the code, furtherly extend with Python. For that, some flavors are required. C programmers or C++ programmers, they use flavors called C Python. And Java programmers, they use flavor called J Python, Java Python. .NET programmers generally use called Iron Python. That flavors can be used and they can extend their logic into Python. That's called extensibility. So these are the basic features of Python. Okay, easy to learn and use, expressive language, interpreted language, cross-platform or platform independent, free and open source, object-oriented, dynamically typed language. It supports large standard libraries and also it supports GUI facilities, graphical user interface support. And Python programs are portable in nature. We can migrate our Python programs from one platform to another platform easily. Even after changing the platform also, there don't be any changes of output values. Accurate values will get. Extensible feature also there. So this is exactly features of Python. Now coming to this application area of Python. Application area of Python. So generally, as I said that Python is a general purpose programming language. In the last session, we discussed Python is a general purpose programming language. No? Yes. What is the meaning of general purpose? Using Python, we can build or we can develop any sort of applications. Here I'm writing some important application area of Python. So using Python, we can develop standalone applications. Standalone applications. Standalone application means the application, once we design and develop, on which particular mission you install, that particular mission only it will run. That is called standalone. For example, console application. Standalone applications are two types again. Console applications are there and desktop GUI applications are there. Okay, two applications are there. Console applications. Console application, it's provide completely CUI, command user interface, or character user interface. So in this application, especially, we are going to deal with inputs characters, outputs also characters. Every time we are going to deal with character format only, no design, no graphics. And moreover, we can develop desktop GUI applications also we can develop using Python. It's graphical user interface, not character user interface. Just like, for example, I am opening calculator programming here. So this calculator is window. This is called GUI. This type of application also we can build with Python. These are the buttons. Okay, these are the labels. All options are there. This is window form. So form is clearly created or not? Yes. This type of forms are called what? Window forms. This is desktop GUI also we can call it as. This is what? Desktop GUI services. This type of applications are called GUI, graphical user interface. But mainly we are going to focus in our lecture web applications. Once we complete Python, web applications you can develop using what framework? Django framework. Using Python with the Django framework, we are going to design and develop web application. Web application means completely online applications or distributed applications. The application which will provide services over the internet is called web applications. And not only web application, as I said that using Python, we can develop business application. If client is there, if client needs to provide services to the customers over the web, they'll provide the requirement according to their business needs, and you should collect the requirements according to their business needs. We can implement the application using Python. That's type of applications are business application. And not only business applications, using Python, we can develop data analysis applications. Okay, data science applications, data science, and artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning, ML, and network programming. Yes, network programming. In network programming also, Python script is mostly useful because network libraries are there. Even testing based applications. Okay, even AWS and DevOps. These areas we use Python. Even embedded programming, and the VLSI, MATLAB. So many more applications are there. Okay, MATLAB. So these many areas we can use Python clearly. So that's what here. Python is a general purpose programming language, means we can build using Python these many applications, and many more applications also we can build using Python. So, okay, yes. So this is complete theoretical part which I discussed from the last two sessions. Complete introduction is over. Application area of Python we got, and the features of Python we got, versions of Python. Current version is 3.11.2. And to see that versions, you have to visit this www.python.org. And current stable version is, that means how real-time companies are using stable version means 3.9, that is, but latest version is 3.11.2. So to get this any version, Python version download and install, you can visit this website, official website, python.org. Okay. And then Python history, Python, what type of language it is. Okay, Python is what type of language, and what are the Python full stack subjects which I covered in our sessions. Already I discussed in the first day itself. Okay, and those who are new to this session today, I strongly recommend watch my 2 videos by visiting DURGASOFT YouTube channel. In the playlist, you can find Python full stack by Mr. Mohan Reddy. You will get 2 videos, and today video, third video. This will also upload in the YouTube channel. So there you can able to watch it. Those who are new to this session. Okay. Yes. Now next, it's time to start with making Python setup. Okay. Listen, all of you. So if you want to start program with Python, first thing you should download Python software and install it. After that only you have to think about editor tool, which editor you are going to use. Okay, finally. So let me check first of all in my computer whether Python is installed or not. And if it is installed, what version it is there, you have to check. For that purpose, just simply go to command prompts or normal command prompt. Go to search and type command prompt and click on command prompt. And there you can see here, you have to type the command. What command? Simple basic command, Python space hyphen version. That's it. So Python space hyphen version means you will come to know that which version you have installed in your machine, or else whether you installed or not, it will tell you clearly. Right now in my computer 3.11.2 is there. This is the latest version. But in case in your case, if you type this command Python space hyphen version, if you don't have Python software in your machine, it will give you result Python was not recognized. That means you have to install it. Okay. So how to install means simply by going to official website. What is that official websites are here? So this is official website. Just a moment. So www.python.org. So after going to this official website, so look at this here. Click on downloads option, and you just click on download Python 3.112 only. Okay. Yes. Okay. Click on download Python 3.112. So let's see this. It's a free software. It's completely open source, and it's a platform independent, which will run on Windows, Unix, Linux, Mac OS. And click on download it. I'm just getting downloadable file. Within few seconds, you will get this .exe file, Python 3.112.exe. After that, close this window and minimize this. Now you can see I'm trying to install this Python software right now. So let's see this. Okay, I'm installing Python software here. To install Python software, first we have to go to downloadable folder. So just go to download folders here. There you can able to find Python 3.11.2, but already I have Python software no sir in my computer. So first let's uninstall this. Okay, yes, let's uninstall by going to control panel. I'm just doing uninstallation. Click on uninstall, and there you can see Python software already I have in my computer. This I am right clicking on uninstall. So it's going to be uninstall. It takes 1 minute of time. You just wait. So why I am uninstalling means just because of to show you once again how to install Python software. So you just be ready with this installation process. So once you're ready with this installation, then so it will be easy to start programming part. So after deciding the editor tool, which I'm going to use in our sessions. So the moment when we download and install for the first time Python software, you will get a default editor that is called IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment. That is the default editor, sir. You will get the default editor. But you can able to use the default editor, or else you can go through any editor. Okay, so many editors are there, but exclusively Python editors are there. I'll explain that. And finally, we will decide that which editor through I'm going to explain all these subjects throughout in our Python full stack course. Okay, so uninstall successfully. Let's uninstall Python launcher also here. This also I'm uninstalling. So let's make it free completely. So it is preparing to remove, sir. Now you can see it's completely done. So right now in my computer, there is no Python software. So how do we check, sir? Let's go back to command prompt again. and type this version command, simply Python space hyphen version. In your case also same thing you will get, sir. If you don't have any Python software, when we type Python space hyphen version, look at this, there is Python was not found. Okay, so that means we don't have any Python software in our computer right now. So let's install it, because I have just now downloaded no python.exe file downloaded from python.org official website. Where is the file means .exe file in downloads folder. So to install it, just simply what we need to do, double click on it, nothing to do here. Once we get this file, you have to double click on it. So the moment when we double click on it, you will get this window, sir. Look at this, all of you, this window you'll get. But don't directly hit this install now, okay? So before install now, I strongly recommend to activate this checkbox. So what is this use of checkbox means? We are add python.exe file to path. Path means it will be redirected to our operating system for executing properly. If you forgot to activate this checkbox, it's not a problem. Later manually we have to do the path setting. Okay, so that's what I strongly recommend to activate this checkbox before going to install now. So click on activate this checkbox, add python.exe to path. After that, you just click on install now. And now you can see it will say that, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Say yes means. So within 1 minute of time, you will get Python software installation successfully. It's a lightweight software. Okay. So to work with Python programming, no need to have the what we can say hardware configuration much more short. It's a basic configuration is enough. Okay, 2 GB RAM or 4 GB RAM. Nowadays 4 GB is a built-in by default RAM. Okay, hard disk space not at all required. Just basic what we can say requirements are enough for Python. So it's a lightweight software. So now you can see setup is progress. Almost we are done. So now you can see it's completely installation is done. Setup was successfully done. So it's a very lightweight software. After setup successfully, again, once we can cross verified by going to command prompt and whether this is installed or not, simply by typing version Python space hyphen version. That's it. We got this latest version back, 3.11.2. Okay. So once we download and install, this is the processor downloading and installing process of Python software. But after downloading, and let me show you here. So different ways to write Python code and execute. Yes, different ways to write Python code and execute. So what are the different ways to write Python code and execute? We'll see now. So first one, option number 1. Okay, using interactive window, using interactive mode. I can say that using interactive mode. Option number 2, using script mode, using script mode. Option number 3, using Python IDLE. Next, option number 4, finally, using PyCharm editor. Yes, this editor is our permanent editor, which I'm going to use every day in our lectures. That is PyCharm editor only. Even I am going to recommend you to install this PyCharm editor and download and install it, because in the next session onwards, I'm going to use continuously this PyCharm editor only once I install and download this PyCharm editor. But before this, using PyCharm editor, you must and should aware of that what are the basic way to write Python script and execute. So that is interactive mode, script mode, Python ideally. I'll show you this once. Even you also practice one time in interactive window, script window, script mode, Python ideally. After that, you just fix with PyCharm editor. That's enough. Okay. Yes. So here, so my side is clear, sir, because I'm not sure about this voice problem. Okay, because I have already completely 100 volume is there from my side. Please check your side only, Mr. Ravi, because you're only saying that very low voice, but remaining are good. Now coming to this here, first way, interactive window, interactive mode, we can say that. Okay, the moment when we download and install Python software, you will get what's our default editor. Default editor name is IDLE. IDLE means Integrated Development Learning Environment. Integrated Development Learning Environment. This is IDLE platform. By default, whenever we install Python software, you will get a default editor, that is Integrated Development Learning Environment. This is IDLE. So the moment when we go to search and type IDLE, look at this IDLE, I'm typing in the search box, that this will be able to see that, like IDLE of Python. So once I click on it, look at this, automatically one window will open. This window is called what window? Interactive window. So this is completely interactive window, sir, or interactive shell also we can call it as. Look at this IDLE shell or interactive shell. Here they're recommending to type some help function or copyright or license information. Do you want to read anything? You can read it, like copyright here. Copyright information I want to read. So you can get this copyright information about this software. And license information means like, so completely Python is maintained by Python Software Foundation. Okay. So now you can see the copyright license also Corporation for National Research Initiatives. Okay, so this is the copyright information. And if you want to read the more license, you can type license also here. License command is there. This is the method. When we type license, the history of the software. Okay, Python was created in the early 1990s by Guido van Rossum. Okay, so this is mathematics, what we can say, Centrum is there in the Netherlands as a successor of language called ABC. Okay, so this is the story completely. You can read it if you want. This is interactive window. So first time if you want, you can read it. But the moment when we install and download and install, you will get IDLE. That IDLE, the moment when we open, you will get interactive window only. Let's open interactive window once again. So go to search and type IDLE. In the search box, IDLE, you have to type. So once I type this IDLE, look at this IDLE software is there. And this is interactive window we are calling. Why we are calling this is interactive window means, yes, as a programmer, I am interacting with this by typing something like this, hello DURGASOFT, I'm writing here. So this is my interaction with this window. The moment when I hit the enter button, you get output. No need to use any print statement. In this interactive shell, using print statement is optional. If you want, you can use, not a problem. For example, here I'm writing welcome to DURGASOFT. It's my print function. So usage of print is optional here, especially in the interactive window. Without using print function also, we can print something. Print is generally output function of Python. It's a built-in function. If you want to display some output, then print we can use. Press enter, you got this. And even you can see if you want to type A value 10, B value 20, A plus B. So we are just interacting and pressing enter button. We got the output clearly. So like this, here no need to save or no need to write complete Python file or script, and no need to save anywhere. So just on the flow, you just try to interact with this window by typing your script and press enter. It's keep on going to be executed line by line. So this is interactive window. So you can see this A value 10 I'm taking, but did I mention any data type of A? No. Look at this, int A equals 10 means it's give syntax error, because as I said in the last session, it's completely dynamically typed programming language. So based on the value, data type will decide. So if you want to know the type function, you can use. Type of A is what type? Integer type. So this is what one option is there, interactive window option. So next option is there, you have like script mode. Option number 2, script mode. So in the script mode, what you need to do all the things, you should be ready with your script. What script? Python script. Yes, you should ready with your Python script. So no matter anywhere you can write it, even Notepad, Notepad++, Edit+, okay, NetBeans, any editor you can use, plain text editor, but ultimately you should ready with your script, Python script. And that script need to be executed later. Okay, so let me write my script. So make sure that after writing or after completion of your Python script, your file should be saved with the .py extension. .py is an extension like Python only. Then only it will become a Python file. After that, you can execute this py file into any ways, like two options are there, using command prompt or using Python ideally software. I'll tell you now. I'm ready with script mode, sir. Let me open a notepad window, plain notepad window I'm opening, because notepad also one of the plain text editor. So this is my notepad script. So here I'm writing simple print function, but the problem observe here, the moment when we try to write Python script in notepad, there is no suggestions, there is no intelligence, and there is no indication whether you're doing mistakes or not while typing program in notepad. No, it's a plain text editor. You have to take all the things from your side. Okay, whether case sensitive, no Python language. So spelling mistakes, everything, indentations, case sensitive, everything we need to take care of that. That's what in the initial stage at beginning level of Python programming, I am not going to recommend to write code in Notepad. Okay, better to use proper editor. There you will feel very comfort to write the code in Python. So even I'm writing here print. So just I'm using some statement. Welcome to DURGASOFT. I'm using this code. But do you think this is Python code? No. When it will become Python script now, so you have to save it. So let me click on file menu of Notepad and I'm going to save, click on save it. So now I'm saving on desktop just for my convenience. Anywhere you can save it. Okay. But look at this, that once we try to save that file into desktop, you have to give the name of the file. Any name you can give. I'm just giving name of the file is test.py extension is mandatory. So I'm just using .py is a mandatory file. Test.py file is py means Python file. Once we click on save it, now we can see here we got the Python file test.py is saved in my desktop or not. But one thing you can notice it, the moment when I save the file with name called test.py file in the desktop, so this icon is generated. What is this icon? PC. PC means what? PyCharm. Why? Because in my computer already PyCharm editor is there. For many batches I have already downloaded and installed. PyCharm professional version is there, PyCharm community edition is there. That's the reason it's affecting logo is PC. Suppose in your case, if you don't have any PyCharm editor, only Python software is there. So you will get the logo called, once we save the Python file through this logo, you will get generally. Okay, this is Python logo. But right now I'm getting what? PyCharm logo. That's not a matter, but you just created file or not with Notepad script. So I just written the code in Notepad and save with the .py extension with the name test. I saved that into desktop only. Once you are ready with Python script file, so this is called script mode. Option number 2, I'm showing script mode. So this script mode file, how to execute? There are two ways are there. Okay, execution ways. Either you can use command prompt or you can use ideally software. Already once we install Python software, you will get ideally software. No, that software through also you can run it. So let me show you how to run already available script file using command prompt. How to run this? Okay. Yes, let's go to command prompt. So right now we are into this folder. Okay, users Mohan folder, but my file, Python file is present in which location? Desktop. How to move to desktop location means CD. CD means change directory. CD space desktop you have to enter. You have to use just CD space desktop. CD means change directory. After that, we are into desktop folder. Now in this desktop only you have a file called test.py file. That file need to be executed. But what type of file that is? Python file. Look at this Python space. Your file name is what's up? Test.py. That's it. Simple. To execute your file, Python command space test.py. The moment when we hit the enter button, you got the output clearly. That file is executed and output is coming. Welcome to DURGASOFT. This is only I have written. Yes. Or else more shortcut way is there. No need to type every time Python space test.py. Simply you can type py space test.py. That's it. This is also possible. Py or Python, anyone you can use. Okay. But before that, you have to locate your Python script file already, which is available on desktop. I'm just moving desktop, CD space desktop. On desktop only my file is there, Python file, that is test.py. It will be executed. So this is one option you have. Already you have a script file with you, and you can, if you want to execute that file, using command prompt through we can execute. Or else second option is there. Look at this. Ideally software is there. Ideally default rate is ideally integrated development learning environment. Once we open ideally, by default it will open what's a script interactive mode only. But I don't want to interact with this window right now because already I have a script file with me that I want to open it. To open that, what we need to do? File menu of ideally software. Open option is there. Not new file, open option, because already you have a script file with you that I want to open it. So file menu, open option, and where your file is there, you can go to the location properly and select the file, test file, and open it now. Once we open it now, you can see whatever we prepared in the notepad that's available here. This you want to directly run means you can go to run menu, simply run module. Why module is there? Because in Python, every .py file act as what? Module only. Every .py file act as modules are. That's what it's module. Or else from your keyboard, you can hit this F5 key, F5. So I'm just going to run menu and click on run module. We got this output. Welcome to DURGASOFT. Okay, yes. This is step 2, writing code in notepad and saving the file with the .py extension and executing that .py file using command prompt or using Python ideally software. This is called script mode. You should ready with your script with the .py extension. Okay. Yes, we have other mode is there that is called Python ideally. So this ideally means what? Already once we download install Python software, you will get this ideally editor. But I don't want to go with interactive mode, or I don't want to go with script mode, and I don't want to write code in notepad. Directly I should go Python ideally software. There I can create the file and there I can write the code. There only I can save the code and everything one location. That's what third option you have, Python ideally. Let's go to ideally software again. Look at this. Even if I'm going to ideally software here, but I'm not going to write in interactive window. I need to prepare a separate file. So how to prepare separate file means simple. File menu, click on new file. Here only I'm creating new files are completely not existing file. So click on new file. The moment when we click on new file, you will get some untitled ideally window here. This is untitled ideally window. Here we have to type some code. Whatever the code you want, you can write it. For example, A10, B20. But look at this here also. The moment when I type the code, there is no intelligence, there is no suggestions. So as a programmer, you need to take the risk whether you are typing correctly or not. So when you will come to know means after execution only you will come to know whether you did correct or not. So this is the problem at beginner level. That's what I recommend to use proper editor like PyCharm editor. So once you start writing code in PyCharm, so there is clear intelligence will be there, suggestions will be there, indications will be there. At the time of writing program only, you will come to know whether you are doing mistakes or not. But once you start writing code in notepad or here in Python ideally directly by opening new file, so you will not identify whether you are doing mistakes or not at the time of writing code. There is no indication, there is no suggestions, no intelligence. So now you can see C equals to A plus B I'm taking and print. Look at this print. Sum is comma C. So this is my simple code which I am writing here in this untitled ideally window. So by creating new file. But without saving, you cannot run SAP. If I say run module means it will ask you source code must be saved. Okay. So you can save this now. How to save this? File menu, save this. And I'm just locate this file again also desktop. So now this time test1.py I'm giving. .py is mandatory Python extension. After saving the file, just go to run and run module. We got this output here. Sum is 30 clear. Okay, it's very simple. Yeah, you can use Jupyter also, not a problem. Jupyter and Spider, okay, Atom, okay, these editors more recommend for data analysis or data science programmers they'll use. But exclusive Python developers, full stack developer especially, PyCharm is the best option, or else Visual Studio Code also best option. I can say that. Okay, Jupyter also possible. Jupyter is what actually on the flow while writing, you can prepare your documents and notes also clearly. Okay, that is your wish. Where you comfort, you can go through it. I'm not forcing you to go with so and so particular editor. But once you join in real time as a Python developer or Python full stack developer, they will ask you to use most of the cases PyCharm editor. That's my opinion. You can go through as per your comfort level. Okay. So a lot of editors are there. Even some students will use Edit Plus. Some students will use NetBeans, Eclipse, many editors, but Python exclusive editors are recommended. So this is what actually dealing with Python ideally directly without writing any code anywhere like that, other editors. But these three options I'm showing now. So you can practice once and just leave it about this. But finally, I'm going to show you what's a PyCharm editor. So this PyCharm editor is the powerful editor. The moment when we start writing code in PyCharm editor, so no beginner students will get confused, because the flexibility way of writing code is possible in PyCharm editor. IntelliSense will be there. If you do any mistakes on the spot, it will suggest you, and it will that will make you rectify the code immediately, instantly. Suppose if you are importing some library, if that library is not already installed, that will indicate you please try to install by just clicking the one link only. So that is clear. So let's see this PyCharm editor, how to make setup. Okay, but in my computer already I have PyCharm editor also. Let's uninstall that PyCharm editor. So reinstall it, so that you will get clear idea how to install PyCharm editor also. Okay, yes. So let's go to control panel, sir. Just going to control panel. I would like to uninstall this PyCharm editor also. Uninstall Py program. Yes, PyCharm. I will not uninstall PyCharm professional because I have to work with the Django, REST, Flask, other batches are there that will disturb. So let me focus on uninstall it. PyCharm community is best. So I'm going to uninstall PyCharm community here. Look at this. PyCharm community is uninstalling now. Yeah, PyCharm community is completely free, sir. Okay. No need to pay anything, license or words. Completely free, PyCharm communities. So for core and advanced Python, we can manage with PyCharm editor, community editor. And for Django, REST, Flask, all these things, we can manage with professional editor. Professional is not a free. Professional editor only companies will use, obviously, because they will purchase from JetBrains community. They'll buy the product, okay, with license. Even if you want, you can also buy a license, but that's not correct. That's not required actually. Both professional and community, same look and feel. But if we use PyCharm professional, more libraries and more built-in resources will be there. Okay, that is the main differences. Look at this, uninstall was successfully complete. I have uninstalled PyCharm editor. So right now in my computer, there is no PyCharm editor, but how to make setup from the beginning? Look at this. So right now we are trying to set up PyCharm editor, but make sure that one important point is directly don't go with PyCharm editor. First of all, first step, what we need to do? You need to download Python software and install it. After that, you can go through any editor. That is your choice. Okay, some students will do what without making setup of Python software. Directly they'll go for PyCharm editor only. So when we go for PyCharm editor, interpreter will ask you. It will allow you to write the code in PyCharm editor. But if you want to run that code, PyCharm interpreter, you can select, it will ask you. Interpreter will come the installation of Python only. Okay. So how to download and install PyCharm editor means simple way I can say, let's go to Google and simply download PyCharm. You can type download PyCharm. So the moment when we hit this link, look at this, the first link only, the official website of PyCharm editor, jetbrains.com website. So click on this link. So PyCharm completely designed and developed by JetBrains people. So JetBrains community is there. So that you can see when we download, when we click on it. Okay. Now you can see when we click on, when we scroll down, so you will be able to see two options, PyCharm Professional and PyCharm Community. PyCharm Professional means for both scientific and web Python development with HTML, JavaScript, and SQL support. And community version is for pure Python development, free, built on open source. It's a free software, but it is what's a free 30 trial available here. 30 days only they will allow you. I'll show you how to extend 30 more days every month after updation. Okay, so it is not required at this moment. Generally we will go with this professional editor at the time of Django, REST API, Flask frameworks, others. Okay, but right now we are working with core and advanced Python. For pure Python development purpose, community is enough. It's completely free, sir, built on open source. Just I recommend click on this community, download this. It will be download. Now you can see. So it is downloading now. So 1 minute left. Okay, few seconds left now. So once we download successfully, and we will start installation process. So installation process also, you just check it now. You just be ready with these two softwares. One is Python, one is PyCharm. If you're ready with these two softwares, then it will be easy to manage your code from tomorrow. Coding part I'll start completely. Look at this PyCharm community.exe downloading now. Installation process is very simple. It will take less than 1 minute of time. Open this PyCharm community.exe and click on next, install it. That's it. No changes in the middle. Look at this. It's almost download is completed, sir. Once you download completed, just close this all windows. So let's go to download folder. So here I'm just going to download folder. And in this download folder, we have PyCharm community 2022.3.3. This is the latest version. Double click on it. Once we double click on it, this PyCharm community editor. So installation process will be like, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Say yes. After yes, look at this. Welcome to PyCharm community edition setup. Click on next. Click on next. Please activate all this checkbox, creating desktop shortcut, add Python variable, update any menu options, and .py extension. All checkboxes you just activate, click on next, and try to click on install now. Within 1 minute of time, your PyCharm editor also ready. But one request is don't directly install PyCharm editor. First you have to install Python software. After that, you can install PyCharm editor. That will be good because interpreter configuration will be automatically established. So I'll show you today how to create a project in PyCharm editor, how to add .py files, and how to execute today. From tomorrow onwards, regularly, daily, I'll use this PyCharm editor only. So in PyCharm editor, you need to create first project. Project contains multiple py files. Any number of py files you can use once we create a project. That is the important. Okay. So I'll show you once download is finished, installation is finished. I'll try to show you how to create a new project for the first time when we are working with PyCharm. Almost done it is. So it's a lightweight software, sir. Python and PyCharm also. It's not a now you can see here it will ask you clearly reboot now or I want to manually reboot later. Okay, you can finish this. I will do manually later reboot. So after PyCharm installation successfully, so look at this in the desktop here, PyCharm is clearly available. Okay, PyCharm is clearly available. Or else double click on here, or else you can go through directly what search box and type PyCharm only simply. So let me open PyCharm after successful installation. Go to search and type PyCharm. So there is a PyCharm community edition. Click on this. The first time when we create PyCharm, when we open PyCharm editor, so let's see this. It will open like this, PyCharm community 2022.3, and it will ask you, do you want to create a new project? Hit this new project folder, or else you have already existing project with you. Do you want to open it? Open this. Or else you want to get the code from VCS version control system, you can also click on it. But I would like to create a new project. Just click on new project. And after asking new project, look at this here. These options are there. So location of the project, it will be there, C colon users, Mohan folder, PyCharm projects, Python project. It's a very lengthy folder location. I don't recommend this. So simply what I can say, you can see right hand side of this text box, folder option is there. Click on folder option and all my Python projects are present in separated drive. So E drive is there. Let me select E drive. So I'm trying to give the name here, Python full stack. Okay, at what actually 8 p.m. Okay, this is Python full stack at 8 p.m. or else Python full stack 8 p.m. I'm just giving. From today onwards, I'm going to use throughout all the session this project only, Python full stack 8 p.m. After this, after giving this name, so look at this, there is a automatically virtual environment is creating. What is virtual environment means? It's an isolation environment. Isolation environment means the moment of when we create a new project, for every project to separate virtual environment will create. Why virtual environment means? Next time, whenever we install a packages or libraries under your project, that installation will not affect on other project which is already available in your computer. Okay, so, I'm saying clearly, if you do any changes on project level, other project will not impact, because every project is having its own environment. On that particular environment, whatever you do changes, that changes will impact on that particular environment. That's where virtual environment will create automatically. So after giving project name and location, nothing to do, just click on create option. Create button is there in the bottom corner. So it is creating, look at this, creating virtual environment and making setup for you. Look at this, create virtual environment and updating Python interpreter. And once it is ready, and it will load one file that is called main.py file. Look at this, this is completely setup of PyCharm editor. For the first time when we are looking, this window is there, and theme is completely dark theme is there. Do you want to proceed this dark theme, you can proceed it. Or else do you want to change the theme or font size of the editor, you can do it. I'll show you how to do it. But just wait for a few seconds, because here you can see in the bottom corner, there is one progress bar is there. This progress bar should be completely load. Then only it will be allow you to run your files. Just that's what I'm waiting here. This progress bar should be complete. It is automatically making setup for Python SDK software development kit. So once it is progress bar is finished, and it will allow you to execute your program. So by default, when we create any project or new project, one file will be there automatically available. That file name is called main.py. Project means group of files. Any number of py files we can add it. Look at this, main.py file is added. This main.py file, some built-in code is there. This is functions code. Okay, right now at this moment you don't understand what is this code, but just directly run this main.py. You will get hi PyCharm. You will get, this is the built-in script is there. Just for checking, testing purpose, they provide main.py. Okay. Yes, let me run this main.py. How to run this main.py file means, simply on the top of the PyCharm editor window, main menu is there, run main. Look at this, run option, run main. The moment when we hit this run option, run main, hi PyCharm is the output window here, it is output window. Okay, sir, how I can add a new Python file? Yes, simply before that adding new Python file, I want to change the theme, background theme of this PyCharm editor. To change background theme of this PyCharm editor, simply file menu, click on settings. In the left hand side, look at this, there is an appearance option is there. In the appearance option, there is a theme called Darkula, but I'm trying to show you IntelliJ Light. So it will be light color, it will be look good. So click on OK. So it is light color now. Okay, here your project name, your project is by default one main.py file is there in your project. So by default it will be there. And you can see this font size is small, but do you want change font size of your editor or programs? Just simply go to file menu again, click on settings. In the left hand side, look at this, there is editor option is there, click on it. And after that font option is there here, font. And how much font size you want, you can select it, not a problem. Okay, now font size is 13 is there, I'm just making 18. So click on OK. That's it, font size is big. So it's look good. Okay, sir, I don't want to run this main.py. I want to add a new Python file. How to add your own new Python file to this existing project means simply right click on Python full stack 8 a.m. project, go to new, look at this Python file is there. Sir, what happen if I select here file? This file is a text file. It's not a Python file. If you select it is okay, but while giving the name, you must and should give .py extension further. Because you are selecting text file, do you want to make that Python file .py you should give. But if you select this Python file, already you are selecting Python file, no need to give the extension .py while giving the name of the file, Yes. How to add the file means right click on project name, folder name, go to new, Python file, give the name test.py. .py is not required, just press enter button. So look at this, we have successfully added new Python file to my project. Here we can start writing, but look at this, the moment when I start writing print print, even I have not completed print print, but it's coming IntelliSense or not? This is IntelliSense. So no need to write continuously print, just press enter, automatically it will capture. Look at this welcome text I'm printing. This is my own message, welcome text. So do you want to execute this test.py? Simply what we can do, run menu. Look at this. Don't hit run main. Here there is a run option is there. One more run option. Run. It will ask you to run this main or test. Let me go to test. So welcome text is available or not. Sir, every time when we add more files, like for example, if I adding one more file, test1.py, test1. Here I'm trying to print hello. So now this time test1.py I want to execute. Every time should I go to like this run and run option and test1 like this? No. So look at this, here main tab is there, test.py tab is there, test1.py tab is there. Which file do you want to run? On that particular file tab, right click and simply run test. Test file is running, welcome text. Again, if you want to run this, right click, test1. Test1 code is running like this. Okay. If you do any mistakes also, if I'm not going to close the bracket properly, look at this underline red squiggle is there or not? Errors. So you can clearly indication, you can have the clear indication here you're doing some mistakes here. But if you write code in Notepad or other editors, these options will not be there. So the error is also red color in the error window. So let's close this and rerun this. Simply, it's working fine. So this is about introduction to PyCharm editor. More things about this PyCharm editor you will come to know in the next session tomorrow that we will discuss. Okay, making setup of Python and PyCharm editor is, this is step by step only. So these are the possible ways to write Python script and execute. Our complete continuation editor is PyCharm editor only. You just be ready with this. Okay, yes. So any more question you can ask me now. It's time to
Sir, as you said, calculator is possible with this calculator design.
GUI.
So can, yeah, yes, sir, can make a very good 3D type good look design.
Yeah, that's possible. Tkinter module is there, but GUI mode that is desktop. We cannot able to make good look, but if you want to do this good look, then we can go for web option, web application, the Django framework with bootstrap technique.
Yeah, that all will work together.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we can debug also in PyCharm editor easily. I will show you debug option also once I start logical programming, how to debug, how to keep the breakpoint and debug the program line by line execution. In each line, what's going to happen, you can able to trace it also clearly. Everything you will come to know slowly. Okay. Yeah. And sir, thanks for attending today also. And still you have 2 sessions for attending demos, because this Zoom meeting link will work for next 2 sessions only. After that, you have to decide. Okay, for enrollment process. Once you complete your enrollment process, automatically I'll get your mails from DURGASOFT. Once I receive your mails from DURGASOFT, so that I can start share the videos up to now what I covered and complete core Python PDF to your mails. So that's all for today.
Sir, as you said, embedded, so it's connected to microcontroller and all that field.
Yeah, obviously
Raspberry Pi.
that code also possible. Embedded programmers they use. VLSI programmers they use, but we are not aware of that coding. No, we will
Okay,
exclusively
sir.
know that Python programming, software programming.
Are there openings in that field, sir? In
Yes,
embedded line?
the openings are, I'm not aware of that kind of stream, but they are using Python only instead of C, C++ programming previously what they are using.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, we can develop that microservice applications using that Python, sir.
Python with Flask framework.
Okay.
Flask framework is there, no? Yeah.
Compared to Java, how extent it is, sir, developing that microservice?
I'm not sure. Compared to Java means we cannot say Java because everywhere, even .NET microservices are there, Java microservices are there. According to their level, they can go with that. Python level, Python. So also we can develop microservices with Flask framework is there. Coding is different.
Okay, sir.
Whatever the microservices are there in Java, that level also we can implement. But we don't know about much more about Java, no? So that's what there is no comment on it. If I know Java microservices, then comparatively it will be, I can say that is how it is extended.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it is sufficient to complete that course in 4 months, sir. I think it is a Django and Flask UI technologies also there. It
Yes,
takes
yes. You can see 4 months, 4.5 months. Here UI, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, all basics which is relevant to Django or REST API, I'll cover. Even MySQL and SQL Lite also, it's an integral part of Django. So first to 45 days it will take, and next to 2.5 months, 2 months, it will take clearly all frameworks together.
Okay, sir.
Minimum 4.5 months, I said. 4.5 months maximum.
The company use which editor?
PyCharm.
There's no IT company in which.
That's what PyCharm editor I'm saying now.
Okay.
It's a more convenient and more tools and more options will be there. Even if you go with Visual Studio code also, sometimes we need to download external libraries manually. We should know what library is required. But in PyCharm, it is integrated already.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
VS Code is also good, no problem. But what I'm saying, VS Code, you have to download some libraries because VS Code don't know much more about Python frameworks, no? But PyCharm editor very well know about Python frameworks. Yeah, tell me, sir.
Sir, is there any batch of Django or Flask and REST API is going on?
Yeah, it's going on morning 6:30 a.m. One batch is going. We are into middle of the Django, but that's not possible to you because we will not support to join in that batch because we are in the middle. You cannot understand.
Okay, and for next batch, sir, Django and parallel to this.
No, parallel, no. Next batch, you have to wait for 45 days for my Django and REST API batch because for this batch, I need to finish Python core and advanced. After that, immediately we'll start Django REST API Flask call.
Okay, and timing will be in the evening or?
Timing will be same here, 8 to 9. This batch, no time will be changed. 8 to 9 throughout 4 months, 4.5 months.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So when you will reach MySQL in the 6:30 batch, as you said that it's Django is going on. So when will you reach MySQL class? After how many days? There, in 6:30 batch.
See, we are in the middle of the Django, but even we are right now we are discussing about ORM tool, object relational mapper. But very soon it will go with model connectivity, database connectivity is there in Django.
Can you join it parallelly, sir, after with this class?
No, parallelly it's not possible right now because in your batch also on the flow with the Django, we will discuss MySQL basics all.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So that's all for today. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Thank you.